Hi, welcome back. I'm Bages, the founder and lead architect of the Megabar Rails website development tool. Um, Today I wanted to continue on from where I was going with layouts and multi-siting but talk about creating models. And so we're gonna and nested models. We're gonna create a blog, and then we're gonna try to attach some products to the blog. I'm just gonna kind of move quickly through here if I can. Uh, so Before we created a page, we created this funky page, and it's got this ad over here. Um, and that's good for like flat HTML. But if we want to start doing stuff with real database tables, you need models. So we'll get going by coming to the models page here and creating a model. I'll go through some of this stuff as we go on, just giving it basic table name, model name, class name. This isn't a module. Like we did before, we'll just give it a right column. And we're going to say that we'll have blogs be sorted descending on ID. Alright, so while that's happening, there's, you can see it and inserted into our model table. Also kind of, did it go away? I lost it. It generated a migration, and it generated some files. So once that's so on the front end here, we've created this model, and you can see we haven't created any fields for it. It's listed because of, models are separate from pages, but when I created the model, it automatically created a page for us. Here we can see our blog page, but we don't have any fields yet, so we're going to have to take care of that. Also, it actually wrote a controller file, and it wrote us a model file. We don't need any views because it's Megabar, and Megabar generates your views for you. I believe it also created some specs that should be good to go to make sure everything is tested, but we'll look at that on another video. Okay, so here we are. Here's our blog model, and if I show that, I can start creating fields for it. So we'll give this a title, and these defaults are okay. And this I'm selecting that when I'm creating this field, also create displays for it on pages. And here, like, you can filter on an index if you need to search for a title. You can set up filters. These are for when displays are getting created. You can kind of say here how they should be. Some of the properties of the field that's being created, and we're going to say that when you create a title field somewhere, and for show, wrap it in an H2, and index, wrap it in an H3. But you can always go back and change this later on an individual display basis. And that's kind of a little abstract at this point, but kind of setting up defaults to be used in other times. I'll give a good example of this later. All right, so then we can see we created the title field, and we'll create one more field. We'll call it content. Now, the data format, yeah, we just want to be able to read the content. But when we have a form for it, we want to have it be a text area, and we don't want the data type just to be a string. We want it to be able of taking longer text, so that'll set that up as a better database field. And here we want to create model displays, but we don't, this 162 blogs, that would be like the index, and we don't want to show the content on the index, we'll just show the title. But then when you go to the show, you'll see the content. Alright, so just like that, you can see it's kind of doing some migrations and generations and things like that. And so now our blog has 2 fields. If we come to the page and go to blogs, we can create a new blog and we'll give it some content. What's in the news today? Gerrymandering. We'll just do a political bad news for Democrats. Looks like someone's so nervous about buying a new house. Is it that obvious? Well, so maybe you're coming here and you're like, well, this isn't the greatest looking form. You have some pretty easy ways to configure this a little bit. The text box there, we can say, all right, let's make that a little bigger, and same with this text area. So every field has a display that is configurable like that. There we go. Now we're rolling. So my first blog, and here's our content. And then let's create 2 of them in a row here. Put the scrotus in here. Okay, there we have it. It's our first model. And I guess this doesn't look great in that kind of table format. So if I come and to the link there, I'm going to be able to edit the model display. And instead of using a profile table, I'll have it be shown just divs. So coming back to the blogs now, when I see the list, it's that grid, but when I show one, I get a more regular look for a blog, and I can give it, say, politics blog, and I just edit in place different things. So that's how to create a model, and a lot of that went pretty well. But we're going to try to go deeper and put products on the blog pages. So we're going to need another model for that. We're going to need a product model. Products. And here's position parent becomes important here. We want the products to be like reorderable in context of a single blog article. So if you want it to be the first product for an article or second, it uses the acts as list gem, and there's some magic that will set up some of the basics for that. And here we want to sort by position, which is a field that acts as list uses. So here it is, going off creating our model, both files and data here. And there we have it. And this time it actually created a field for us right away. Let's see. So we'll just go ahead and we'll give the product model a name field. And I think all those are good defaults. And the name will have it wrapped in H3 for the show, and then H4 for the index by default. We're not going to go too crazy here, but let me create a couple more fields, like a price field here. And that's fine, and that's fine, but here we want to make sure, alright, we're going to just have it set to be an integer in the database, and make sure we get appropriate displays for it, and div is fine for wrapping it. And then one more thing, because this is basically we're having products belong to blogs, we need a blog ID field. So we'll create one more field here and have that be blog ID. And you can kind of, before I do that, you can kind of see that our, let's see, products is what we have to. We created this top level products page. We can create products, but we're going to create one more field before we can create the product, which is the blog ID field. And this also is an integer. And we want to show it like this. Okay. Alright, so now our products model has 4 fields. I can come to the products page and create a product into snack cakes. So there's one product, and I guess this isn't great that I have to type in a number here and know which blog is which. So what if we change this to being, instead of a text box, a select box? Okay, so we're changing that. So start at the top here again. If I create a new product, now this is a select, but it doesn't have any options. And since there's ways to just add options by hand, but there's also ways to have them come from the database. So, oops. If I come to that products controller that was generated for me, I can have kind of this version of it. I'm going to just paste it in here. I can add a get options method, which will then be able to populate that pull-down menu by going blog all and plugging the title and the ID. So let me reload this again. And now I've got some titles that I can use. Alright, so I think I already did a 20. Let's go. Ho ho. Get a price. Let's say it's first blog. And we'll create 4 different products here for the heck of it. Second blog. And then the last one is the Nutty Bar for $34. And that's part of the second blog. Okay, so now I can come to the products page and I see all my products and I can show them one at a time. But what we want is we want to put the products on the blog pages. So to do that, once you select a single blog, you'd want to list the products below it. So what we're going to need is another block. I was into showing how to get to this, management screen here. Here under the blog main block, I'm going to add a block that is products on the blog page. And here, this is kind of confusing, but use index with model display to list children. That's what I want. And I'll put in this blogs path, and I'm going to select blogs as my model. And what all I need is I want to be able to list the products here. Wait, this is wrong. Products. Yeah, so this is products, right? So this, you know, Megabar supports nested routes up to like 6 levels deep, and that's not really good practice to go 6 levels deep with a nested route. Um, and but it is supported, and we're going to just do the example of getting that done here. Okay, so I'm a products model, and I'm inside of the blogs. I think I need to do it like that, but I just need the index display. Okay, that should take care of us here, right? I'm going to come to products. No, I'm sorry, I'm going to come to blogs, and I'm going to show my first blog. And hey, I got my 2 products listed there. Now if I click here to show, you can see I didn't keep the nesting, and I went out to the top level. So to get that to keep the context of the first blog when showing or editing a product, I need a new page. And this time it's going to take a little bit more hand holding to get this page put together manually. So we'll call it the blog product page, and that's the path it's going to respond to. It's a regular page, and like the other ones we've been doing, we'll give it a right column. We're going to say, yeah, make a layout and block for this, and we need a little filler text to get us started. Alright, so now we have a page, and that created a layout for us. If I click here, I'll get to that management view again. And so I'm going to need 2 blocks here. One, and so to do models, you have to get rid of the HTML, otherwise that'll take precedence. So here on this page, I think it's sign. Use with single show model display for the parent on the child's page. So sign, because that's exactly what we're doing. My path is base, because now I'm doing the blogs, and I'm top level blog, and I don't need nest level. And here I just need to show. I'm only going to use this for showing a single blog article. Okay. So that's my first block. And then I'm going to need a second block that does the products, because that one was for the blogs. So we say this block is products on blog products. And this is current, it's the main model for this page, because this will be the products. Here we are, we'll set that path base. That kind of stuff is used by Megabar to read and build routes. So that data can is relevant for creating your site's routes. Okay, so my model is products, and I'm the nested underneath blogs. And here for the products, I want all of the model displays. Alright, so hopefully we're in business here. I'm going to go to blogs. I'm going to show my first blog. Here I see my products. And now, yeah, I got linked out to this detail page in the context of a blog. So there we have it. That is pretty much all I needed to show today. You can see you can edit, or and I guess that needs to get switched over to a select, because I had that default set elsewhere. So if I change this to select, now I can do that. And so oops, I want to go blogs. So Let's edit. Hey, I got my pull-down menu there. All right, so that's how do you nest models, create models and then nest them if you want to. One other thing I was going to show is that if I'm viewing a single blog, this doesn't look great. It's just some graph, whatever grid. So if I edit the model display there and change that to be list as the record format, now when I come back to blogs and show, you can see I'm kind of starting to get like a gallery view of the products instead of the table view. And this obviously isn't pretty, and that'll can be made to look better. But for now, that's where it is. You can do more than just this div system like we have here, or the grid table. You can also have this be like a horizontal list. All right, so that's it for today's video. Thanks a lot, and go check us out at megabar.net. Thanks.